So, as we all know that the first wave, we saw that, majorly the elderly and the people with comorbidities were affected. The second wave was huge and it kind of swept all ages, from elderly to middle age to our children as well, to a great extent. Now, talking about the third wave, yes, it seems inevitable going by the patterns this virus has shown in the US and the UK. And also, after the lockdown has actually opened up, people have found their the newfound freedom, and they're maybe just taking it easy right now without their masks and forgetting the social distancing. So probably we may again see a new surge of cases going by these things. Now, talking about, yes, the fear is that, the children are the majorly unvaccinated population, and hence they would be the most prone to it. But, if we go by the statistics, it has been shown that only 13% of the Indian population is presently vaccinated. So the only 13% of the adults have been vaccinated. So if we aim that, all parents of the children get vaccinated before this third wave actually comes in, that is, if we aim to vaccinate about 40% of the Indian population before, September and October, which is being predicted as the third wave arrival, in that case, we may be able to curb this third wave very well. Now, talking about this, so basically, I would suggest that all the parents out there, please register yourself on the CoWIN apps and try and get 2 doses of Covishield or Covaxin before, September or October, for your safety and your children's safety. Now, talking about the severity, I'll say that, going by the data and the history of the first 2 waves, children are faring pretty well compared to adults when it comes to COVID. So, we've been seeing majority of the children, 90 to 95% of the children are actually falling into the milder category of symptoms, or even maybe they're asymptomatic. So, that's the good news. And, basically the second wave, we saw a large number of children getting affected, but the severity score, the ratio was similar. It was similar to the first wave. So for example, if we had 1 severe case out of 10 cases of children being affected in COVID in the first wave, in that case, we saw about 10 children being affected in 100 cases. So that's pretty reassuring, I'll say. And the reason for this is probably, children, of course, do not have comorbidities, so they do not have this hypertension, diabetes, or smoking, etc., etc. Also, children have lesser number of these ACE2 receptors, which are actually hooks, where this virus binds onto to enter into the body. So since these receptors are at a lower level in children, in the lungs and in the GI tract, hence the entry of the viral load is definitely lower. As the children age, that's when the number of these receptors increase, and hence the severity is slightly more in the adolescent age groups than the younger ones. Thirdly, I'll say that, children also have a very naive and a very young immune system. So they do not really mount a huge cytokine storm in the lungs. So which is like, a chemical outburst that the immune cells mount to this virus in the lungs of adults. So that is usually not seen in children. So, their lungs are pretty robust that way. And finally, I'll say probably there's some cross protection, happening with the other vaccines that these children receive, like MMR, BCG, or even the viral illnesses that they're actually being predisposed to in the younger years. Probably there's some cross protection between them and the COVID. So they are, better. They're faring better than the adults for sure.